Good morning, folks. Good morning. What a wonderful way to welcome you to the TBS this morning on Truth 96.1 FM. And this is the Friday edition of the program. Yes, so normally the weekend, you come slow and then little. Yes, so folks, we're here this morning. Marka Davis, Oni Roberts. Yesterday, they were on malaria sabbatical. And finally, he's back this morning. And so, all of you joining us this morning on the TBS, we'd love to say welcome. And if you are coming to Liberia for the first time, welcome to the sweet land of liberty, as we used to say. But these days, a lot of complaints. But still, the land is still a land of liberty. And if you are leaving Liberia, we hope to see you anytime soon. It's good to always receive guests or people in the country than to have more people leaving the country. Because when you are leaving the country, you are carrying money to spend outside. But when you are coming to the country, you are bringing money to spend to support the economy. So, folks, it's great to have you this morning on the TBS. Yes, so let me take this special time to welcome Mr. Oni Roberts from this malaria break.
No,
So
you don't know it all.
you don't know it all. So, Oni, good morning. I missed you yesterday. You weren't here, but it was great that I had, Ansu Salif, the utility, sitting by my side, and I think we try our best to see.
More than even your best. This telling you that good morning to those of you listening. That tells you that Truth FM is Truth FM. Regardless of who sits behind the microphone, the TBS started way back 2006 up to present. We're still keeping it alive. That tells you that in the absence of O'Neill, in the absence of Maka, the show is still the show.
Yes, sure.
Yes. Big up to you and Ansu are listening.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Radio
yes. Yeah. All of our life is radio.
Yeah,
Yes. Those of you who know it. Yeah. But again, that tells you when you are off the microphone. Maka, I want you to learn this and let it stay with you for the rest of your life.
This much more.
When you are off the microphone, the regular calls you normally receive, you won't get it. You don't know it all.
Seriously.
Yeah, you won't get the calls. You don't have the text messages. That tells you when you are in the driver's seat, those who listening, yes, will send an arrow directly at you and want the message to go out there. But when you're off the microphone, but how be it, God is a greater. It's great to be back this morning. So many things happen. And we'll be following. Kudos to Ansu. So Ansu, get ready. Pick up that shoes one of these days. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know it all.
You don't know it all.
You don't know it all. Yes. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Again, we are here to serve you breakfast this morning. If O'Neill has the motivation, maybe I don't receive any motivational text.
Interestingly, while going through my regular, I saw a message for a guy who loved radio so much, the security and
the security journalist.
Yes. So let me just read out. Look, learn to cheer yourself out. No one will cheer you. No one makes you feel better than your very self. That's what I'm doing this morning right now. Bobby Addison sent me this one. Life is not a rehearsal. I said, but why should forward this to Maka instead of sending this to me? I mean, each day is a new shoes, no repeat, no rewind. So give yourself the best shot in all your acts. Yes, life goes on. Good morning. Yes, good morning to you again.
Yes, good morning. So let's bring
and to our biggest partner. And look, I haven't seen no partner like EcoBank Liberia. The fastest, the trending. Everywhere you go now, everybody's thinking about having the advanced salary account. People opening the salary account. So big up to Bank Liberia Limited, the Pan African Bank, and of course Orange opening a lot of new sites across the country.
Sure. So what we have for you on the breakfast table this morning is Friday, May 10, 2024. And health tips come out shortly with David Coty for 5 minutes. We'll take David Coty with the health tips. Again, this show is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. Following the health tips, to bring you the review of the papers, to bring you up to speed with what are the stories in the print media. so that you can be on top of information. Like we always say, information is life. Again, in our studio chat this morning, ArcelorMittal's working site remains shut down by the Bushmaster. Stakeholders have begun negotiation almost 3 days, in fact, over 3 days now.
Okay.
Yes, it's been more than 3 days now.
Mhm.
So we'll talk about it this morning. The LACC to release names of officials who have declared their absence. So the first batch of names is the compliant. Okay, the list will be for compliant. So if you know your name is now among the compliant listing, then you should know definitely that the next list that will be coming up, which is for the non-compliant officials, your name will absolutely be there.
Okay.
So yes, I think it is good. So in 5 days' time, that list will be up. We'll talk about it this morning on the TBS. Government and motorcyclists issue yesterday. We saw the government somersaulted on the decision to ban the cyclists from running on the main streets in Monrovia. So we'll talk about it also. Who replaces LFA President Mustafa Raji? You know, there are growing political activities coming up gradually. You know, like even in the
He said, "Who what?"
who replaces Mustafa Raji
At the elephant.
at the elevate. but Raji anyway.
No, he said, "Who what?"
Who replaces Mustafa Raji as president of elevate?
Okay.
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 Yeah. So and at 8:30 to 9 o'clock this morning, we'll have interaction with you, our listening audience, on the segment Talk to Your Leader. At 9 o'clock, we bring you sports, entertainment, commercials brought to you proudly by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited, the Pan African Bank. And at 9:15 to 10 o'clock this morning, Mrs. Helen Reeves, administrator of New Hope Clinic, will be our guest talking about health matters alongside, I'm going veteran.
The other half table, we see some.
Alongside David Koti, our own old man. Yes, he'll be here this morning. The last time the man transported breakfast from way Central Monrovia to Pinsville.
Yeah, see, come away, hands
And the
swinging
man,
the money.
the man he come out this
The
morning
hair swinging.
and telling me he came to check. I don't know what happened to Laika. So, Madam Helen Reeves will be here this morning from New Hope Clinic alongside David Koti to talk about health matters this morning on the TBS in the midst of all country first. I think this last segment is good for the weekend. I mean, let's learn about health. I mean, your health is your life. With no health, if you can have all that in a word, but if you don't have good health, all these things you will not enjoy them. So it's great for us to talk about health this weekend with David Koti and Madam Helen Reeves this morning.
Yes, beautiful lineup on the Truth Breakfast Show. Before we bring on Derek Ernest Koti, who's going to do the health tip right in our own compound, yeah? He's going to go down the Guinness Book of Record. Yes, that's probably a technical position of you oversaw. He was praying that I won't recover. But I say, hell no to the devil. I'm back. Yes, Derek Koti will bring on the health tip. But those of you watching online would like to say good morning. Let's link up with Derek Ernest Koti. To fill us in, what is making news from the health tip this morning? David Abbas, reactionary Koti. Remember on the company bluffing the corner. You see it? You see it? That's why I said this. We should link up and forget about this man. Yeah. So David Koti this morning. Good morning, Abbas, reactionary. Good morning.
Abbas, and good morning to you. Good morning to about the marketers. This morning, we'll talk about one of the most serious diseases on earth. It's called hepatitis B. There are different hepatitis. Hepatitis A, B, C, and E. But we're talking about B today, a very deadly one. A disease that destroys the liver and can even cause death. It kills over 820,000 people globally each year, every year. 820,000 people die of hepatitis B. The liver, like I said, is a liver disease. The liver is the biggest organ in the human body and it weighs 3.1 pounds. It performs over 500 different tasks and it is one of the 5 organs that are vital for survival. I told you that before. 5 organs you have in your body. There are 78 organs, but there are 5 of them. When they are damaged and not working, you are dead. That tells you how important the liver is. All right. There is no cure for hepatitis B, but it can be prevented through vaccine. Now, if you don't have it yet, And you can go to the hospital to find out whether you have it or not. If you don't have it, you take your vaccine, you are blessed. But if you already have it, you're in trouble. It can be spread through, this is how you get through sexual contact or clean needles. So those people who like your tattoos business, or from razor blade, somebody shaving your hair, you don't know what type of blade they're using, but be careful. It can also be spread from mother to baby through pregnancy. It can also be spread through on screen blood. You go to the hospital, they ask for blood, and maybe your blood is not screened. It's a problem. Now the symptoms are yellowish or yellowing of the eyes. When your eye looks yellow, like jaundice. You can also feel pain in the stomach, diarrhea. In a chronic case or in chronic cases, you experience liver cancer or scarring can occur. Now you gotta be very careful. Smoking and drinking alcohol must be avoided if you have hepatitis B. So, if you're not aware that you are suffering from hepatitis B and you are smoking and drinking, oh, I'm sorry for you. This is why it is good that you get up today, go to the hospital, and find out, or just say you want to do your screening. And this screening should be done every 2-3 months. Oh yeah, especially if you're one of those who's having sex the unprotected way, no condom. Be very careful. If you have hepatitis B, there is no cure for it. No cure. It can only be prevented. If you don't already have it, you can prevent it by taking the vaccine for it. Remember this. Millions of people are dying around the world today because they are not aware that they are sick. Now, looking good and feeling good does not mean you are healthy. No, 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 no. You can look so handsome, you can look so good, so beautiful, taking part in all the beauty pageant, this and that. It doesn't mean that you are well. You may be having some kind of problem you don't know about. And the only way you can know is when you go to the hospital today and do a medical checkup. You'd be surprised to hear from the doctor that you're developing uh, syphilis or you're having problem with stroke or some kind of disease. So please make it your business to go to the hospital today. I didn't say tomorrow. Take a time to just go there. Like I always say, it is better for you to go to the hospital by yourself than for people to start looking for car to charter to rush you there. It may be too late. Thank you for the time.
Yes, David Cozy with the health tip.
Yeah, David, thank you, thank you, thank you for the help tip this morning. At least our people have something to start their day with, especially when it comes to their health. So we like to, special, we appreciate you tips you provide for our people on the show every morning, and it has become a very important feature on the show. A lot of people always followed, and they are they are most of the time asking, "Is there any way we can ask David?" And I've given you a number to several persons, so because we just give you the opportunity to give the tips to the people. If you want further understanding, maybe you can go to do some research for yourself on some of these diseases David is talking about, their symptoms, how they show prevention, all these things. I mean, that's why we call it tips. They are not detailed, stuff, but they give you the small information that you can use to help yourself. So we say, David, thank you so much. But all these people who talking about how David Tenney can be expired, the campaign being hugely led by only they have a care to just honor it. They tell me test this morning. I'm serious.
We'll replace David.
We replace
You
David.
like it or not, we'll replace him. With a well coat, what kind of coat?
Problem come you.
You replace. You need a rest.
Yeah, so thank you, David.
Yes.
Coming up next is the review of the local dailies.
The papers. What's making news this morning?
Yeah, so to begin with, the first paper this morning is the GNN Liberia. GNN is Liberia, that's Global News Network Liberia. And the lead story, a banner story on the front page of the GNN Liberia is Nigerian arrested in possession of dangerous substances. Well, the photograph of a Nigerian national, according to the paper, is captured with some substances right in front, white, photographed on the page of the GNN Liberia. Another sub-lead story on the front page: Country Devil disrupts normal AML activities in Nimba, that's Asilometer, Liberia. LPRC ravages petroleum shortage rumors. Okay, LPRC is not true. There are petroleum products in the country, so the news about shortage is not true. So it's captured right here on the front page of the GNN Liberia. Another story: independent judiciary requires integrity through positive action, says Prof. Lumumba. Patrick Lumumba is captured also on the front page of the GNN Liberia. Let's go to the back page. The back page of the paper: Public Works suspends Western Cluster road user permit. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're right.
Yes. So the last time the president, threatened, shutting down. The first step is the Ministry of Public Works, according to the Global News Network Liberia, has suspended Western Cluster's road user permit. The permit again to use the road to transport their own. They suspended. That means, like the president said, if you want to invest further, you'll build railway.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's a major story on the back page of GNN Liberia. LTA leads Liberia's digital drive as acting chairman. Envisions transformation. The photograph of Abdullah Kamara is also captured on the back page of the GNN Liberia. Protests overwhelm conception areas. Labor Ministry averts action at Mano. Councillor Kopakura is captured also on the back page. Entry of illegal individuals and substances on the increase due to police helper. So it's a police helper and helping to bring this in. So yeah, that's it for the GNN Liberia. Cheddar Brooks, thanks so much for making sure that we have the paper this morning. $40 Liberian for a copy of this paper.
Yes, so let's see. We have the Inquirer newspaper, the front page of the Inquirer paper says use common sense to keep Liberia clean. MCC mayor warns Liberian. It's on the front page of the Inquirer, still on the front page. Flexible no-go zone for motorcyclists as police adhere to VP Kun recommendation. Greg is captured here on the front page. Let's go to the back page. LTA leads Liberia digital drive. Yes, it's a back page story. It's a major story on the back page.
And let's go to the Daily Observer newspaper. Judicial institutions are susceptible to corruption. Quote, Professor Lumumba tells African legal actors convening in Monrovia, says different powers assault African constitutions. He's also captured there on the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper. Solway CEO Morgan refutes Aslamita's blame shifting antic. You remember there was a release from Aslamita accusing Boima Morgan of being behind a protest at the mine. So Daily Observer is reporting that Solway CEO Morgan refutes Aslamita's blame shifting antic. Is a major story on the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper. Punishes Western Cluster. Public Works suspends company's road permit. Is another story. LPRC to import petroleum products signs a sale purchase agreement with Ghanaian-based oil distribution company Stratcon Energy Limited. It's another story on the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper. Let's go to the back page. NBCAA supports Baka's call for Western Cluster closure. Applauds President's quest for accountability, public safety, and fairness in resource management. What is NBCAA? If you grab a copy of this paper, you'll read the details. Drug more dangerous than Kuch in Liberia. Yeah, so LDA discloses drug more dangerous than Kuch in Liberia. Abraham Kroma and his deputy Fadiga are captured on the back page of the Daily Observer newspaper.
Yeah, so lastly for my end this morning, again, the show is brought to you through EcoBank, Liberty, and Orange Liberia. So the front page, Africa is my last stop this morning. The front page of the front page, giving birth means risking death. Hey, man. Giving birth means risking death. Front page, Africa, and new narrative investigation finds that in rural areas means giving birth It's risking death. It's captured the entire front page Africa. Grab a copy. A legacy of resilient raising true. It's a sub story also on the front page Africa for Liberia. If I could go to the back page should be all the reports. Yeah, so ends the review from the front page
Yes,
this
so let's
morning.
go for the final paper. Here is the Hot Pepper newspaper. The Friday, May 10 edition, 40 Liberian dollars for a copy of this paper. The lead story: Liberians failed to use their common sense to clean the city. This is a quote from the mayor, John Siafa, says, uh, Liberians failed to use their common sense to clean the city. Mayor John Siafa said, well, the city mayor is captured on the front page of the Hot Pepper newspaper. Another story: President Bouaka makes the case for Liberia at MCC's 20th anniversary. The president is flanked by some executives of the Millennium Challenge Corporation. Photo capture on the front page of the Hot Pepper newspaper. Councillor Johnson admitted into international criminal court. The Liberian lawyer, Councillor Arthur Johnson, is captured here on the front page. To the back page of the newspaper, Bureau of State Enterprises Director General pays courtesy call on World Bank country manager after Mastercard is captured alongside Georgia Wallen. On the back page of the Hot Pepper newspaper, Attorney General Oswald Twe petitioned as Justice Scott's family decries strange happenings. Okay, the Justice Minister is also photographed on the back page of the Hot Pepper newspaper, along with some family members of the former Chief Justice Gloria Musu Scott. So that does it for the review of the local days.
I'm smiling this morning. I'm looking at some of the live feeds for Facebook. Ava Blackie and others appealing for difficulty tenure position to be extended for 6 more years based on his exceptional performance
Okay.
signed by the people.
I tell you, looking for a protest. That the business you looking for a protest.
So want to see more than 50 signature?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was sign and say we want difficulty to remain. Why else
The way will go.
they will be going off.
Anything less than that, they will go. Anything less than that, they will go.
Yeah, but have other qualified people, man. There is not the only educated men we have in this country.
That the only one who can use computer to do research.
Yes, yeah.
The police RG has fully briefed me. I'm satisfied with his plans for the cyclists. I hope they will adhere to what was agreed. This is
Musa
Representative Musa
Hassan
Hassan Belete.
We see that?
The police RG has fully briefed me. I'm satisfied with his plans for the cyclists. I hope they will adhere to what was agreed. This is Representative of District Number 7, Nima County, Musa Belete.
So go to the previous post he had.
There we are going.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That is show on already now.
This man is the chair on security at the House of Representatives.
So last night he had a post that had almost 400 comments. Yes, go to the last night post.
Okay, this is 10 hours ago.
Yes.
He said, by yielding to motorcyclists blackmail, you set the stage for more blackmails. Wrong move.
So I'm sure if you read the comments coming back and forth for Musa Belete post, you know, he's one person who on the social media when you have a post more comments than any other of recent now. So the IG placed a phone call to him saying no, but before the IG we also been saying there should be a round table. Don't just get out and say no go zone. You know, it should be a round table and see probably what's the way out. What do we need to do as a country? Because the cyclists, mind you, they have increased on IG. Yes, they have increased more than 15 to 20,000 just in a district or I don't want to say the entire Maserado. So what's the way out? So I mean, let's find the best suitable way out for the cyclists. What needed to be done? But to say, for me, I was like saying before then, this no-go zone will not work at some point in time. This is not the first time the police have been saying this no-go zone. Patrick Sudu, 6 years, there have been no-go zone, no-goes. They will last for 1 week, 2 weeks before law is subside. So let's have the proper way out, sit with the cyclists. Let's have some training for them. Let's make sure when they get to the main streets, they wear the helmets. Then we can come to the drawing board and say, look, when we say no-go zone, it's no-go zone. Stay in your restricted area, right only in the Painesville Belt. Don't go to the Single Boulevard. Still in your Garnetsville Belt. Still just on the Bushwa Island. Let's start from there. But to go see the police and the cyclists clashing, it's not going to be helpful for our society.
Sure.
So the IG placed call to what, the security advisor from the house, right?
Yeah, the chair on national security, and explain to him why they decided to not continue with the restriction, but they have placed in some regulations that they will, or safety measures that they must abide by in order to run in these major streets. I think number one has to do with you must carry only a single passenger, and you must wear your safety gears, that is helmet, and you must be wearing either shoes, things that
Don't wear
boots.
slippers to ride.
Yeah, don't wear slippers and all these restrictions. But maybe the police will come up with a listing of the restrictions so that we can know and inform our people too.
Very good.
Yes.
And in case that this no-go zone, motorcyclists decide to strike in the 15 counties. I was thinking about it. Let's say in 5 of the major counties, all right, the motorcyclists go on the other way out. No, this is not good for our country. The guys in Mangibi will be listening what is happening in Monserrado. The people in Grand Basso want to hear what is happening in Nimba and so forth and on and on. I mean, but it's a good thing on a round table, and let's smoke it out and see the best interest for the cyclists. Their own safety too is also involved. The issue of accidents, how many accident rates we've been having from the JFK have been reporting over the past period of time there have been more accidents. Let's see the best way out. I think it will be better for our country and the people. Yes, the IG. Yes, it's a good one. But let's move on to this Bushmaster thing. And since the passing through of the president of Liberia from Western Cluster, the true breakfast we reported on Monday and Tuesday that Western Cluster was still in full swing. So the Ministry of Public Work have now listened and say yes, the president can say this and Western Cluster still be operating.
Then he goes to the US, come back, and then no action. No.
Yeah, and Western Cluster too brave. To a whole 10 load of trucks, but now since Bugger passed through, they increase it to 30. Let's clear out last week before the people close up quickly. Yes, and today, Maka, I listened up to you yesterday. ArcelorMittal is the next area that have jumped into a similar thing. The Bushmaster in the month of February, the taxis of Western Cluster, the working site, back and forth. Management gave the Bushmaster of the country devil 4,000. So yeah, please back off. Ain't happen. You know that money can make the bigger the dance. So this time around, the Bushmaster in Yekepa, they are more stubborn than the one we have in Bomi County. 3 days now, the minutes too it's laughable. The Bushmaster, they still sees ArcelorMittal. There is no operation right now on the site, but there are talks still going along the way. Well, the main thing here is they want to have tension in their concession agreement. And we are saying, as a people, look, this billion-dollar company have not done well. They have not done well. With your publicity, do you know what is going on? Arcelor is now putting us on billboards around. Let me just say the Liberian people. They take our students, our school children, and on the billboards. I've seen some in Garnetsville, in some part of Painesville and Cinco. ArcelorMittal is doing that through publicity. See the children in the classroom writing, sponsored by ArcelorMittal. But when you go in the Yekepa, you feel so discouraging. That's what happening.
Absolutely. Yeah, so again, we'll continue with our call. Liberia deserves better as a country. Liberians as people and citizens of this country deserve better. I mean, what is being taken out of the grounds, out of the mountains in Nimba, were placed there by God to benefit the people who inhabit that land. So we want to call on the company to do the right thing, So while there are interventions being carried out by the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Labor, including Mines and Energy, Internal Affairs, we hope that they will reach an agreement that will be in the interest of the people,
Mm-hmm.
in the interest of the people. So as it is now, the issue of extension should not be the point of discussion. Let's first start to solve the issue on ground before we can even talk about extension or whatever. So the people deserve better, like I said. Now it's becoming like a war of words between Aslam Mita and Sawi.
Mm-hmm.
The last time Aslam Mita accused Sawi owner Boyma Morgan of being behind the protest. Now Boyma is coming out to say no, they are just shifting blame.
Mm.
They are bearing their own.
But why would you want to
issue.
blame Bomber?
Yeah. So I mean, whatever it is, we are hoping for the very best for our people.
Mm-hmm. Great. We're hoping for everybody for our people. This who replaces Muzaffar Raji will save it for another day. The calls, the text messages are
I know,
repeating. Who replaces the LFA boss, Muzaffar Raji, where he contests for the third term? Do we have a law on the book that says the LFA president should go for first and second, and forget about going for the third term? Remember, Aaron Snow went 2 terms. Musa Hassan Belante also won 2 terms. Sumo Zeta Wesley, Councilor Zeta Wesley also won 2 terms. Why Raju won 3 terms? So we'll save this for another day.
Mugabe.
Yes, the LACC. I don't know.
Yeah, so
yeah.
To start with the LACC, let me firstly appreciate President Boakai for making attempt or establishing the office of the ombudsman, to which he appointed Councillor Finley Kanga as chairman. This is one of the possible or positive step in implementing the code of conduct, because that code of conduct says that there should be an institution, there should be an office that will enforce the code of conduct. So you can remember that even after passing the code of conduct, during the course of several elections, the code was violated. Various sections and provisions of the code were violated, including the issue of people resigning before running for public office. Most of these provisions were violated, and when people went to court, some of the point of contention was that, but who's supposed to enforce the code of conduct? The office of the ombudsman. Had that been set up? No. So that was the problem. Under former President Salif, that office was not set up. Under former President George Weah, that office was not set up. So it weakens the code of conduct, or the implementation of the code of conduct was almost limited because that office was not set up. Now the president took the decision to say, let's do this, and then we can have the power now to enforce the code of conduct. So now the code of conduct calls for the fact that when people are taking office, and also the LACC Law Act, that when people are taking office, they should declare when you are leaving, do your essay declaration.
Okay.
These records will be with the LACC. You know, the LACC is the one that will investigate issue of corruption and all of that, right?
Yeah.
So if they already have these pieces of documents in their possession, so just in case they want to investigate anybody for accusation or allegation of corruption, they already have these records.
Sure.
So for the president to have declared, and some key members of the legislature and some key members of the government to declare, and then these ministers, deputy ministers, and some of these people are reneging to declare, I think it's a disrespect to the office of the president, because the leader must take the lead and the followers must follow. For the LCC chair to make that staggering disclosure that in the first quarter, that is the first 3 months of the government, only 75 out of about or more than 500 appointees have declared. I think this is a blatant disrespect to the office of the president, because we can remember that at the last cabinet meeting, the president was encouraging cabinet members to declare. The president is not supposed to be reminding you to declare. And like we spoke with the chairperson here the last time, the thing is clear. I mean, to declare your asset, it didn't set any kind of amount why you're supposed to own an asset before you can declare. No. And also, the act of the LACC does not require the commission to publish your asset declaration information. No. The only thing the LACC can publish is the list of compliant and non-compliant officials. Only the list. So if you see your name among the non-compliant, you know that you are not declared. If you are among the compliant, it means that you are a good citizen. You have declared. For people to blatantly renege on doing this thing that is by law, it's not favor. Nobody is begging you to declare. So now the LACC is saying, well, the law will be publishing the names. 5 days from now, the listing of compliant officials will be up. Okay, because it's May 15, right? You'll be up. So what are you waiting for? There are penalties under the law, but the authority is given to the president. The LACC can make the recommendation. Well, these are people who have failed to declare in line with the laws. So president, you have the power to take the action of punishment. So number 1, suspension. Number 2, withholding of salaries and benefits. Number 3, which is maybe the highest penalty, to move you from your job. Yes, because you don't want to obey the law. So it means you have skeleton in your closet. You have the intention maybe to steal from the public. That's why you are reneging on or refusing to declare your assets. Like David Kotti will say, if you get one slipper, one trouser, go and say that one slipper, one trouser again.
I have it. Yeah.
Simple. So it's not about you must be a millionaire before you declare asset. No. You don't have to be a landlord before you declare asset. No. Once you are taking public office, it is an obligation and responsibility that you do that. So I want to call on the LACC, and I love the vigor. I love the confidence in the voice of the chairperson. She's a straightforward person. I think her only guardian is the law, and that's why it is. All these offices were established by law. Once you go in by what the law says, you fear nothing.
Yes, the law is the law, and the law must be respected. Without the rule of law, trust me, the land will be a fizzy land. Nobody respects, and nobody foreigner can even come and do anything on your land because you don't have a law. And these appointed officials, you should be asking yourself: have the president himself declared his assets? The answer is yes. Must he go into a cabinet meeting and remind you? So look. And even the e-mansion post reminding public officials, to declare their assets. So with the interview we had with the LACC boss, 500 nomination appointments, only 75, it's a sad thing. And trust me,
that interview went wild.
Yes,
all the newspapers reported.
Everyone carried it. On May 15th, it will be published. Well, if Margaret David or O'Neill Roberts have declared their assets, they'll not say, well, this may have this amount of thing. Meaning that just declare, don't hold back. Otherwise, else the law will take a course. Once you submit, when LACC submit to the president for action, your pay will be reheard and say, well, for this not declaring your assets, you're not going to be paid or you're going to be suspended or so forth. But again, we want to encourage you. If you have 0.00% account bank balance, go ahead and declare it. Reason why you are doing so tomorrow when you have out of government, no one say, well, this man been working in less than 2 years. He have, built a skyscraper, buying vehicles all around. But meanwhile, this is what you have. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Go ahead and declare it.
So when you are part of the administration, you have to go by what the administration stands for. So, like for example, if the administration says that transparency, accountability, integrity, good governance. So these are the principles we are coming to the administration with. And then people are reneging on it. That means that some of you who are refusing to just go by the principle that the government is bringing on board, it means that you're not also support the arrest agenda.
Yes, you're not supporting. Yes. You undermining it.
Exactly. Because the arrest agenda has different sectors that will be implementing different pillars. You understand? Like for education, the education ministry will be playing a very huge role in education. The justice system will be playing a huge role in the rule of law, and the Ministry of Public Works will be playing a huge role in the road construction aspect of it. So everybody will have their pillars. But if you are reneging on just asset declaration, it means that even in your sector, you will not support the arrest agenda because you feel that water Me and Unity Party about the Rescue Alliance. So
yes.
the president can't do anything to me. But let me remind you something. President Boakai, his action, he looks like a quiet old man, but he is very tough in taking decisions. You listen to, just an example, you listen to Babia Western Cluster, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am very confident that when the LACC submit the list of non-compliant officials to the president, some of you will get 6 months suspension. You'll be shocked.
Yes, and if the president does nothing about it, I think he'll receive criticism. In a very if they receive the listing from the LSCC of those who have declared an asset and nothing has been done, I mean he receives criticism. We want to announce to the public. We'll have the copy of that listing.
We'll call people names.
We'll call names that XYZ have declared an asset. Once they publish, we'll just declare.
Yeah, declare.
We'll call names.
We'll be congratulating. But the list will be on the website.
Yeah, no, people don't chase after information. So, we librarians who so lazy, we don't chase after, but we'll go after it and bring it and say, well, John Davis of the Ministry of Health have declared. The Minister of Education have declared. The National Defense Minister have declared also, right? Okay, the Fordery have not declared yet. Small arms have not declared.
Moreover State
Mayor have not declared. The Minister of Finance have not declared. Meanwhile, you are the boss, well, trust me, Councilor Zoe, let's two can take our voice a little bit.
Yes.
Before we do the call, right?
Yes.
Remember, she was live on the True Breakfast Show via mobile phone on Tuesday. This is what she have to say.
About 500 nominations, and as we speak, we have only, as per our first quarter, that the president has made about 500 nominations, and as we speak, we have only, as per our first quarter records, we have only 75% clearing assets. We think this is unacceptable. We understand that some of these nominations are subject to appointments, and then in keeping with the code of conduct, we have 30 days, but most of those appointments in the 30 days has elapsed. And so we are calling on officials to proceed to the LACC to declare the assets. By May 15, we will begin publication of compliance for asset declaration, while also ensuring that officials have up to July, the last working day in July, to declare their assets. It's an annual declaration. The cut-off period for the annual declaration is July, last working day in July. So it's for incoming officials. As we know, on January 22nd, 2024, the new government came into place, and so they have from January to July to declare their assets.
What does the law say to be done to people who do the declare beyond the deadline?
It's clearly stated in the code of conduct. We have different sanctions that is not going to be imposed by us. That in this the reason we are happy that the office of the ombudsman is being established. For the legislature and the executive will recommend to the president to take the appropriate steps in keeping with the code of conduct, and some of those sanctions are immediate suspension, withholding of salaries, and those are things, and then based on the president's own position, he can decide what to do. But in keeping with the code of conduct, the sanctions are listed there, and basically it has to do with suspension or termination, as well as withholding of salaries and benefits until compliance is met.
Yeah, so we're holding our salary until compliance is met. Let's continue. I think we're part 2 of it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because of the LCC Act gives the LCC the authority to serve as the only government agency responsible for asset declaration. It does not require us to publish the actual asset declaration and the information on the declaration form. What we do is we publish listing of compliant and non-compliant officials.
Okay.
Now, in keeping with transparency and accountability for some public officials, some of them have taken upon themselves to publish their declaration, and this is something that they are doing on their own volition, but the LCC law does not compel us to publish asset declaration information. We publish compliance and non-compliance listing, but not the actual declaration information. I want to use this opportunity to again call on all officials of government. Please proceed to the NACC and declare your asset. You have up to July, the last working day in July. Notwithstanding, by May 15, we'll begin to publish, the first listing will begin to publish is the compliant listing. If you don't see your name on the listing, that means you have to declare.
So must you beg you? Look, you want a job and the president have appointed you. Must she beg you, reminding you, must she remind you to go and to go and declare your assets? It's a very sad thing, but again, if you don't do so, trust me, there's a penalty that awaits you, right?
Exactly.
Let's move on activated to speak to your leaders until 9 o'clock this morning. This is the Truth Breakfast Show, the Friday edition, brought to you by Orange Liberia and, of course, Echo Bank, the Pan African Bank. Yes, let's you can get some calls coming up on the
Yes.
TBS 0777-285-961.
Yes, and the alternative number 0770202579. Good morning. Good morning.
Glory be to God, this morning all rose up by the grace of God. But actually, my name is Peter Victor. I'm calling from Johnsonville. You see, the issue there about Asala Meta there in Yekepa. Our people, the people down there, we are giving rights to the foreigners just to set that water rest on our head and then eat is what we are doing. Even we ourselves in Liberia, are contributing factors to it. So can you just imagine how would the Lord make you who knows sitting in your office and put disrespected you? Who should be the one to people crying when they want to cry? Take for example, this guy fully fallen. He wanted the town, just want to listen to him. The repeat of the broadcast and he said, I will just in my district every week and make sure I'm here. Those are things we should be doing. Oh, the reason why you are there because of the people. They put you there. You didn't put it there all by yourself. You didn't put it all by yourself. You are definitely influenced of the people. Think about them. That's why they place you there. Begin to cry. Go after the cry. Don't be crying every day and night. What other meta is those people there? Are these people those are things you don't care about our people that satisfied. Let us start shifting blame here and there. If we should follow their responsibility and know the right people, do something for Nigerian people. If you can't do what they're supposed to let them know, then when they put up, so let us don't remain right there. We should do what they are.
Yeah, Bushmaster today there.
Right there. Good morning.
Amen.
My name is Evan Harmon and calling my little video this morning. I got my attention on this room to the room what they call Zoe. Yesterday, we were President Kubia, we have a school. And we have a Zoe. It is a Kubia of the support the community. We want to see how well they have to be used to join the city because it couldn't down the part of the nation. I want national commercial to go away into the city or away to the last few miles. But you can't do it all again. What is going on? It is time for our public to the power of the nation. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Emmett. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
And let me say a pleasant good morning to all of you. I join you from District 4. I will give you a pleasant good morning to Oromusa Abam Delete. This morning, my attention has been drawn to two issues. Like you spoke about this issue of the cyclist, I want to commend the government. I think it clearly demonstrates that this government is government for the people, by the people. But on the other hand, while it is true the government has reconsidered its decision on our motorcyclists, we quickly need to call on the authorities of the motorcyclists to also call on their people. I need to adhere to some of these regulations that came from the government. Because sometimes, you only hear the leadership of the motorcyclists being robust when government is taking some decision against them. There are a lot of accidents, in this country that is being attributed to these motorcyclists because there's no safety measures that they try to put in place sometimes. So, like I said, we want to commend the government, but we also need to call on the authority of the cyclists, at least to call on their people to adhere to what the government has said. And lastly, to this from the code of conduct. I think it's welcome because in the absence of the code of our officials of government will not really, portray themselves supposed to do because, Maka, even you as a journalist, there are certain things that you need to do and things you shouldn't do. And it is only because of your ethics, what your ethics call for, what your ethics call for. So, in as much as the president has seen it necessary to establish the ombudsman, I think the government is on the right footing and want to commend the president for such. Thank you for having me as usual.
Okay, Akwe, Buwe, thanks for joining us this morning on the TBS. Let's see if we can make this call from this line. Okay, let's get this. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, wow, this is off. Sorry for that. This one. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Rene, actually calling for Obi.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been drawn to a letter issue. Last time when I listened to the recruiter from there, they mentioned that so ungrateful to but so the government need to do. Yeah, I want them to go. To stay on 1 year.
Okay, thank you. How the Bullmaster will stay there, man. Yeah, the boy just need to find the amicable solution to that issue. Good morning. Good morning.
What the expert will find is so this money for the train money.
Okay.
But it's estimating
Hey, water. So every day in Lima?
yeah, in Lima, I went in my last night.
Okay.
And estimating what will happen in Kogoba. You know, they are close Kogoba down for more than 2 months. And the workers should decide to come tomorrow and met with Ogon. And the district represented less leadership and went to Lima. And today, the leadership are planning to see our best to take some legal actions against the plantation, the management. And also, they are calling all our workers, all the pool masters to come on arrested. Because there's something they continue happening all what to the
But what kind of so the only trend of resolving issue in the country now are Bushmaster?
Yeah, I think pool master is the best person that they can put everything on control. And people can be afraid. Well, women, in that memo, they will run away and go inside and eat the plantation. So such a thing continue to be happening. They will not be good for that period. So we are calling on the government to look in issue like this. It can work for more than 12 months. Not getting paid on the plantation. People are complaining. Check on the plantation. It's looking too bad. Jungle water are called the LC of the place in complete darkness. So we are going on the register of that to see how to wait and put you on the cover, listen to and being moral and going to Lima. They were not very fun.
Okay, thank you. It was not really fun. Good morning.
Good morning, Martha. Good morning, Neil. This is Alpha B Kid.
Good morning, Chief.
In my mind, I feel that Liberians, we are not good at adhering to authorities when it comes to implementing laws, rules, and orders. So the action of the SG and other leaders of our time, I don't think in the right direction. This guy will not go by those measures that we are talking about.
You mean on the motorcyclist issue?
They will not go by it. Definitely, they will not go by it. Don't wear slipper or wear helmet or wear those guys will not go by it. So the government, when they decide to do something, let them do it once and for all for the best interest of the government, the country. If the government cannot take stand on this one, they will not take stand on red light market for the people to go back shop. Don't have red light expected. Thank you very much, brother.
Okay, thank you for your contribution. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning to the 2,000 people of Nigeria. Quickly, my name is Joseph J. I do journey this morning for Louisiana.
Okay.
If you only thank you ever so much for the topic on discussion. But you see, the action taken by the Bushmaster, we think it is not welcoming. Why it is true they have to make government to settle some of the issues that the company can start to function and the people can start to get back to work. And quickly to the issue of the motorcycle, only that thing will not work. in as much that the restriction is not only to the cyclists, but you then carry on to the passengers. Just imagine how many passengers want to exchange helmets, people that have problems. But if you can just relate the reference to the cyclists that you ensure the rest of the motorbike get mirrors, and you know that they can wear the assistive material, it will be okay. But carrying the passengers, I think that's going to work. So if they want to move them, they can just move them. They bring restriction on the passengers. That will not work after this. So that's a serious problem. So I think the police actually they have to reconsider that decision and the CFF will come up with better measures.
Thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Martha, and good morning, Luke.
Morning.
Back with you.
Thank you.
This is very Willie, and I call you from Abel. I want to say a big thank to the RG and the Vice President for their intervention. You know, Marka, not every motor rider you see riding bike wants to ride bike, but not everyone has the opportunity to sit on the radio like you to have a job. So coming up and saying that you want to restrict motor riders, what about those who live for Concordia Street and Mama Point? Are you saying they should move to Pittsfield and find houses there to live because they have motorbikes? I think the restriction should be put in place that will provide safety measures for our city. Martha, you're already like here. Just recently, your news carried the accident on the Buchanan Road that claimed over 7 lives. Are they motorbike riders? No. You were here when you heard about the 10 car that fell to Tutuka. Few Nigerians, also 50 or 20 of them were killed by the motorbike rider that caused the accident. No. So I think if the government comes on and say one passenger, helmet, boots, and what have you, you can tell me when most of the guys who are regular, they will not wear helmets, they will not wear boots and safety material. So they are the ones that should be taken off the street in order to ensure safety for our citizens. Many people say, including me, Martha, let me just close on this. Many motorbike riders see they have potential. I've been motorbike for 5 years. Today I'm one of the leaders in Nigeria. So you can't say what a joy you have for people to stop people from riding back. So thank you to the RG, thank you to the Vice President, the Liberians, the Nigeria. Thank you, Chuache, Martha, and O'Neill for raising the flag on this issue. May God bless all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Reverend Willie. Good morning. Okay.
This one for new my attention have been drawn to the issue of motorcycles. I think motorcycles you also have the right of flying the directory. But the implementation of the drill law, can you imagine? When you look at the motorcycle, you take care of people at the guy, it's probably at the guy, it's serious. The man went about the motorcycle with an engine with a horse, and never the zero is trying is that you're trying that one you use to zero the back control.
Okay. Okay. Still in Margibi. Good morning.
Let me say good morning to your many listeners following the broadcast this morning. My name is Joe Kamo. I joined this morning from Unification City, Lower Margibi County. I will leave this morning. For the pure talking point once again. And but my concern is to the issue of the most of the followers are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the most to plan the industry. But the RG said, also let the community. You know, in this country, people don't have to abide by law. Just imagine if you would say there's a winner with a party of 10 minutes, I would also want to start with a particular statement. Those are going to speak to other people. We should also say that it means that you need to survive. So I think when the government comes with policy, that we expect you cannot say it means that you need to survive. So when people do that, it means that you need to survive. So should we say that you need to survive? I think that we need to play in this country. So for me, I will commend the RGU, but let us start putting a sanity to see out there. They will take it by having this money.
Okay. Thank you. You're listening to the TBS here. The segment Talk to Your Leader. Good morning.
Good morning, people of Maka. And let me say good morning to the Labyrinth people. People of Maka, this is Sony BU.
Mhm.
This morning I'm being on campus, so I'm calling you for one thing this morning.
Okay.
I'm listening to the act and I also listening to the past president of the Republic of Black people. But people of Maka, if you think as I think was attested this morning coming from the motorcycle park, you will notice that most of the back email. Some of them get this morning. The rest of the show count and see them. Some of them up to present. So that issue that I have that I tell some of them to be putting a email and when them this morning. You can't hold that money the men get so this country if we want to do things we want and for us. But we do things at the end of the day, you go bring it to come and re-put it again. It will cause you a problem like the issue of our brothers and sisters who are in realize. The government try when the government did there, the people will come when the government do will come back. Don't for them to say go and go to get it up anywhere. Why are we going in the country?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Maka.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. The name is Kwewu Wakabe, and I joined this conversation from this yesterday. Let me appreciate God for the discussion. And let me use this medium to appreciate the party chairman of the United Party, in person of Reverend Dr. J. Peter Sabet, where we engage in the diplomatic way to do an intervention to the motorcycle issue. Otherwise, to rectify president and the vice president to needful to call all into a meeting with the Liberian National Police. We went at his office, we had a meeting, and where he made some intervention. Then the police that why do we are talking about the measure or we talking about whatever negative things that the motorcycle also the motorcycle is more life than they destroy more life. So and we reach that action plan where the measures will have been put into place. I now going to engage to be at motorcycle where food, your one passenger, your vehicle, you register your bike. If you want to ride on that no food for where you get the police or but if you don't go there well, you can start riding from you were riding full all over in the other country, in the country, with motorbike with food there. So we are calling on our people as the leader of the motorcycle. We don't want any competition again. We don't want any complaint again. About the police that come out and the measures or decisions that they were taking that would have, decisions they also at least putting it. So we are calling upon them to adhere to the nation.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Maka.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm Anderson Peter, and I do call you from Abel Fire from District Number 2.
Okay.
Let me say thank you this morning for the platform and thank you for the talking points. You see, for some of us, when we heard about this logo zone, we have been making decisions that government should be able to consider. You see, like some of us say, this logo zone was not necessary because looking at the number of people that have used for the correct land, they are many. And then we were saying that let there be a measure put in place. One has to do with the airmen, one has to do with the female. And then also look at the age range of people that are on the back. Because we find most of these young guys who are very, very responsible, they are on the back. And when you see them, they are treated on the street. Sometimes you get it and you really wonder. And some of us have been saying these are things that the government has to put in place. make sure that the person should have even the people. You see, but the past year too, sometimes they come to see to watch this thing. So do very well. For a rather to have people who is peace. And then you sit there, you look at like on the person who is coming up, and then you go sit behind them. You see? So sometimes we ourselves, the past year too, they have their part to play and rather have their part to play. But as the government has agreed that this measure should be put in place, I think many of us would help if you were not listening to what the police was saying. I just want to catch you there. They're back, and then you be fine. Even the past year too, which will also sit behind you. For me, I'm not seeing the necessity of using helmet for passing because we have people who have health issues, we have people who have other conditions. So mostly it should be restricted to the valor and that everything should be on the valor.
Okay.
So thank you.
All right. Let's take this one. Good morning.
Good morning, my guy, and good morning.
Morning. Okay.
I'm on the report for whenever I listen to her, I'm reminded about somebody this government doing the campaign when the former presidency that controlled by officials of the government like it. But again, we are looking up to the president like what does not take any action. Like some of us who support it, because we want to write that's why we went for out and to power. And then it's of course to even kind of listen to some of the radio stations like and then other stations like because some of what you can
Okay, thank you so much too for joining the TBS here on Truth 96.1 FM. 7 minutes to 9 o'clock. Coming up at 9, we'll bring you sports, we'll bring you entertainment commercials. Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited, the Pan African Bank, are the prime sponsors of the show here this morning. So placing your calls for at least the remaining 7 minutes. 0770-202-579. 0770-202-579 is the number you can call this morning to be live on the TBS. So like we were saying, it is very important that some of these regulations, sometimes in Africa is not easy. We sometimes take decisions considering the interests of the people, the cries of the people, and it is very hard sometimes to govern in just say Liberia, because now this, especially on this restriction for motorcyclists issue, if the government will stand strong, say yes, we will do it, other people say political criticism or criticism purely based on politics to be like, oh yeah, we told y'all voted for the government and they are coming back to harm the motorcyclists and this and that again. Because of that, the government is coming out to say, okay, we will not restrict you, but let's do some regulations, safety measures, and all of that. Again, another segment of the people say, therefore, because of political reason, because if they stand by the decision to restrict them, maybe they feel they will be losing vote in the future and all of that. So, I mean, it is difficult. So, yes, this is Liberia. This is Liberia. It's not easy. If you want to really, really know how it is to do things in Liberia, just enter politics and you will know. Good morning.
Michael, good morning.
Yeah.
Hartford. So it is better let the government take a decision now, the people get used to it, than to want to take the decision when it's close to another election. That is when you're going to lose the election. But when you take the decision and it works and it's looking good and effective for the people, they will appreciate it. For instance, you say, okay, you move this place from here, and you put a new structure, but you don't tell the people to move and then move from here, and then you leave the place, bush growing, trees growing, raccoon coming from there, lion coming from there. The people will not appreciate it, but when you tell them move from here, and then you go to that area, they will appreciate it.
Sure.
So let the government take the stand now, and let the people see it. What I said this, you go there, time this thing happening. Why should it be happening like that? You want to do it and say that political thing. The political thing will continue that until our country will be going backward. When I catch up with other countries and
Yeah.
cities,
That's why you listen to some people tell you the country is highly political.
but we're talking about the to move the country forward. Then this one politics, everything want to put inside it. Let Angela Merkel do this thing, and other people put it inside it. Why should Lamco be the place that Lamco was? Why it is not the way it should be? They have come to improve, but they're not improving. They begin to continue to put our foot in. What kind of thing is that? Thank you, man.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, Mark. Good morning to the True FF family.
Good morning.
Thank you. My name is Quincy, and I'm actually for just today.
Okay.
Thanks to the police RG and that of the vice president. Look, Maka, there are times they show of strength. Sometimes it leads to tragedy. Meaning, if you want to show too much strength, oh yes, you are powerful, you are this, sometimes it leads to different things. For example, we saw what happened in 1979, we saw what happened in 1980. So, changing the decision of the police, I think it is weakness on their part. No. Sometimes you say something and then because of XYZ reason, give me necessary, to reverse your decision, right? But this is my recommendation to the police RG and all of the government. The administration now you are talking about, or the instruction, sorry, the instruction now you are given the police, the cyclists. I think they should go and have that instruction for now and forever. Because like there's something I live in Cinco, and then my source of income is my riding motorbike. So you're asking me to leave from Cinco and go elsewhere? No. But the instruction now should be adhered to, and whoever that violates, the instruction, I think the police should come in and deal with them. Thank you so much for the time.
Okay, thank you so much. The next caller, please, you have to switch off your radio because we're having a very bad feedback. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, what about you? How are you doing there?
Good morning. We are great.
Yeah. My attention is having to do with the fire for those cyclists. I think the RG and the did well this stuff yesterday because the only development of Kizzy Morovia there or the city part of Morovia, I don't think it's called Morovia. The first thing is put regulation in place, their jacket, their shoes on their feet, their feet wear, their helmet, their female, that would be okay. Most of are taking life, destroying life, so you cannot say about 2,000 men will go sit down because they don't have place to run. Even there are other guys that are sometimes late going to work, people take them for even don't sit there and get them to get the work inside. So I think that's the best decision to take is to regulate them as to what to do and what not to do. Even if you do the guys, so that there are other guys that will still be over the cycle to use bullets out to export people to steal from people and other things. So if the guys are uniform, like they are in a regular scheme wear, I think that will be okay. You know the rules for those that ride. There are guys that ride and to get something for tomorrow. So I mean, taking them off the street, 100% will be good. It will be good. So thank you very much this morning for your time.
Okay, let me take the final caller. This is the last caller this morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, good morning to the peaceful community. I'm Jeremiah Koko, calling on Lower Magidi County. I need this morning my attention. I've been drawn to the motorcyclist business this morning and looking at it, though it is true that this is what they have to hustle, but we are looking at certain people coming to lose again in start crying because they will not adhere to that restriction. They will go there and the motor will be seized in this place and at the end of the day will hear different noise. The developed society, what government says becomes a founder. Going back on the drawing board, and okay, that is soon that people who are not educated, they come up to it and say, oh, let's start education because people who are educated are exploiting out to it. So what will they do? So there's a policy, let's go by the policy and then we're on a straight path so that at least we can be compared to other international countries too. But with this, so they will not go there and continue to say, oh, people who are doing it will not do this wrong. It's not okay like that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. It's 9 o'clock. Thanks to all of you who called this morning on the call segment of the show. to voice your own opinion and views on critical national issues, including the issue of the asset declaration, the issue of the government's decision to have made a U-turn on its previous position about the no-go zone restriction. People who also talked about the ArcelorMittal protest by the Bushmasters and all of these issues. Thank you so much. Keep following us. Coming up next is sports with Naomi Tapia right here on the TS on Truth 96.1 FM. Thanks to Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited, the Pan African Bank. Yeah, so let's cross over to Studio B where Naomi Tapia is pretty seated to bring us sports this morning. Naomi, good morning.
Good morning, Maka. Good morning, everyone. Liberia women's under 17 team continued training session on Thursday ahead of their 2024 FIFA Women's under 17 World Cup qualifiers first leg against Senegal in an away fixture May 11. The team headed by Dogo Wissa departed Monrovia on Wednesday morning for Dakar, Senegal. Before their departure, the head coach of the under 17 team, Sekou Moniba, said in an exclusive interview that his goal is to get the necessary points from Senegal, irrespective of their country being one of the best in terms of football development. He lauded RFA for the support given, but emphasized the need of giving more support by everybody if possible, something he said will help them to be prepared adequately. The Liberia Kickball Federation has appointed Ernest Heder as chairman of Grandmasters Sub-Association with immediate effect, following the resignation of Alvin Jada. The Liberia Kickball Federation, through its Deputy Secretary General Bajistu Koli, expressed confidence that Heder will work with integrity and dedication and maintain high standard of the federation. Bayer Leverkusen set a new European unbeaten record of 49 successive games in securing a late draw with Roma to reach the Europa League final. Josip Stanisic scored with the late kick of the game in the necessary minute to end Xabi Alonso's side a 2-all draw on the night in a 4-2 aggregate victory. Roma, who had lost the first leg in Italy but were much improved in Germany, drew level in the tie through two Leandro Paredes penalties, but a disastrous own goal from Gianluca Mancini headed Leverkusen the crucial advantage in the two-legged semi-final before Croatia defender Stanisic ensured victory with the latest in a long line of Leverkusen late goals. They have now gone 49 successive games without defeat in all competitions, including 40 victories. It means Leverkusen, who were not out by Roman at this stage last season, better the unbeaten run the Eusebio-led Benfica side managed between December 1963 and February 1965. While governing body FIFA is facing the threat of legal action from World Players Union, FIFPro, and the World Leagues Association, which includes the Premier League, if it continues with plans to host a 32-team Club World Cup at the end of next season. They said the global football calendar is now beyond saturation to the point that national leagues are unable to properly organize their competitions, while players are being put beyond their limits with significant injury risks and impacts on their welfare. BBC Sport reported in December that a PFA was taking legal advice over the lack of consultation over an increasingly congested calendar and the impact that was likely to have on its members. PFA Chief Executive Mahita has been part of a series of high-level discussions over the intervening period, including the Europa League's General Assembly last month, when Premier League Chief Executive Rachel Masters said the calendar was at tipping point. Manchester City striker Erling Haaland could be named Premier League Player of the Season for a second consecutive year. The 23-year-old Norway international has been nominated for the award alongside City teammate Phil Foden. Aston midfielders Martin Odiga and Declan Rice, Chelsea forward Cole Palmer, Newcastle striker Alexander, Aston Villa forward Oli Watkins, and Liverpool defender Virgil van Dijk complete the short list. The winner, decided by a public vote and a Premier League panel, will be announced on 18 May. City boss Guardiola, a full-time winner of the Manager of the Season award, has again been shortlisted alongside Arsenal Mikel Arteta, Liverpool's Jurgen Klopp, Villa's Unai Emery, and Bournemouth Adoni Arala. Last year, Haaland became the first player to win the Player of the Season award and the Young Player award after scoring 36 goals in 35 league games. That's all from our sports desk.
You are watching To Pay My Taxes and Fees Easily, brought to you by Orange and LRA.
Alfred, I'm traveling soon, so I need to get my birth certificate. I need to go pay my fees, but it would take too much time.
Alfonso, no worries. Thanks to Orange Money and LRA, there is a convenient way to pay for the fees. It is fast and easy. We can now pay the fees for birth certificate, marriage certificate, travel clearance, fire inspection, and business registration renewal from the comfort of our homes and workplaces.
Really? But tell me, Alfred, how does it work?
First, go to any Orange store, POS, or Orange Money agent to open your Orange Money account and put money in your wallet. The service is available in both USD and Liberian dollars. Then to pay your fees, dial *144# to enter your Orange Money wallet. In your Orange Money wallet, select your currency option, for example, USD. Then select Pay Taxes and Fees. Next, you select Non-Tax Payment. Then select the service you want to pay for. In your case, it's birth certificate. After that, you select option 1 to pay for yourself or option 2 to pay for someone else. If you want to pay for someone else, just enter their name or reference number. Next, enter the amount you want to pay, for example, 15 USD for birth certificate. To confirm your payment, enter your 4-digit Orange Money PIN code. You then receive a pop-up message that says your transaction is successful. After that, you receive an SMS from Orange Money confirming transaction, its ID, amount, biller name, date, time, and new balance. Then LRA also sends you an SMS confirming the transaction and its ID, amount paid, type of non-tax, date, and
My name is Philip Kumako. I'm in charge of mobile applications for EcoBank. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the EcoBank Express account. Do you know you can open a bank account without having to go visit a bank branch? Do you also know that you can open a bank account without having to fill all the paperwork that is normally associated with opening a bank account? Yes, this is true. This is what the EcoBank Express account offers you. The EcoBank Express account is a digital account that is opened using just your mobile number. This account allows you access to a wide range of banking services that is available today. To open an EcoBank Express account, you have two options. The first option allows you to use a smartphone and the internet to open your Express account. To use this option, you need to visit the Google Play Store or the App Store to look for the EcoBank mobile app and install on your smart device. Once launched, click on the Get Started button. You'll be presented with options to use the app. Since you intend to open an Express account and you are not an existing EcoBank customer, click on No, I'm new to EcoBank. You will then be prompted to select the country in which you want to open the EcoBank Express account. For this test, we will select Ghana and then enter our mobile number. You'll be presented with the option to review the terms and conditions attached to the use of the EcoBank mobile app, as well as our data privacy policy. If you are okay with these, you click on the Continue button. We will now prompt you to select how you would want to bank with EcoBank. In this case, you will select Express account. We will automatically send a code to the mobile number you provided to verify your identity. As you can see, the code was just automatically read into the app. And once this was verified successfully, you'll be asked to provide your personal details. I will provide my first name, my middle name, my initials, my surname. I will select my date of birth and then provide my email address. I will select my gender. I will then click on the Continue button. I'll be asked to select an ID type to use. In this instance, we will use our mobile number. I will enter my address, and then I can choose to review the terms and conditions associated with the use of the EcoBank Express account. I can then go ahead to create an EcoBank Express account. On the success of the creation of the Express account, customer can then select
studio, Mrs. Helen Reeves, the administrator of New Hope Clinic, alongside Mr. David Coty. The both of them are here this morning to talk about health matters. Our specific point of discussion this morning is about stroke. We will be talking about stroke this morning. So once we have our guests live on the camera, we will join them this morning. I think you should encourage other people to join you, listen to the show this morning, so that you can have sufficient information about this illness, stroke. I think this is one of the recent illness that people are really experiencing in recent time. Even young people are coming down with stroke and all of that. But the experts are here this morning. We'll talk more about that. So let me get them live on camera so that we can start the discussion this morning. Again, David has been providing tips for health here on the show, but we have David in studio this morning with Madam Reeves this morning. So a pleasant good morning. Welcome to the show, David and Madam Reeves.
Good morning. Good morning.
Well, thank you. Good morning. Let me just make a small correction. There's only one expert here,
Oh,
and that is Mrs. Reed.
okay.
Yeah, don't mind my health tip in the morning. I'm not a medical doctor, like I always say. So
Oh,
Mrs. Reed is the only expert in studio here right now.
okay, that's great. Thanks for the information as well. But how are the both of you doing this morning? Health wise?
We are good. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing very well too.
Mhm.
Very well.
Okay, so let's go straight to our discussion this morning. I think a lot of people are glued. They want to learn more about this. So the first thing is, what is stroke and how does it affect people?
What is stroke and how does it affect people?
Mhm.
Stroke is a condition an illness. Sometimes it is called brain attack.
Okay.
It occurs when there is a blockage of the blood supply to parts of the brain, or when the blood vessel in the brain is ruptured, or when it bursts.
Mm.
Then you have stroke, because it is the blood that carries oxygen to the brain. And if for some reason it carries the oxygen through vessels, for some reason, if some of those vessels are blocked, or it is ruptured, and there is no way for blood to go to the brain, then the brain will not have a supply of oxygen. The brain cell will start to die. Yeah.
Okay.
In any case, parts of the brain become damaged or it die. Then there is a condition called stroke. A stroke can cause lasting brain damage, a long-term disability, or even death.
Mm.
Yes. And stroke are there are three major types of stroke.
Okay.
And stroke is a condition that is uh that is that is more prominent, that occur frequently nowadays in our community, in the society. Maybe because of the lifestyle and other things. Because, like you said before, even young people are coming down with stroke.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just try to make mention about the types. You care to tell us about the types of stroke?
Okay. Yes. And there are three major types of stroke. We have transient ischemic attack. Transient ischemic attack is a temporary blockage of the blood flow.
Okay.
The blood flow will get blocked temporarily, and it will not be permanent, it will not be long. Then you can hear the person say, yesterday morning, I woke up, I was just, my whole eye was just turning, then I was just black, or I couldn't even lift up my leg. But then after some time, when I turned around, I did small massage and other things, it became all right. That's transient ischemic attack.
Okay.
It happens, abruptly, and then a few minutes or so, then it be restored.
Okay.
Then we have ischemic stroke. Ischemic stroke is a blood clot, a block the blood flow to parts of the brain. When ischemic stroke occurs, what happens is that the vessels that supply the brain, the vessel is blocked. For some reason, maybe because of plaque, maybe because of blood clot, but it is black. The blood flow will not be going, the blood will not be flowing freely to the brain. And then a condition occurs that is called stroke. And it accounts for about 87% of the stroke that occurs.
Okay.
Yeah. And when it happens, the goal of the treatment is to remove the clot or get the clot to melt away, and then you restore the disability, they restore the affected limb or whatever is being affected. Like I was telling somebody yesterday, when we say stroke occur, sometimes stroke is called CVA, cerebral vascular accident. When this accident, which is in the brain, vascularly with a blood vessel, when it occurs, depending on what center of the brain that is affected, the person will lose their speech. Sometimes their face will be distorted. Sometimes either of the limb, either the upper extremity, the leg, or the the hand, or the lower extremity, which is the leg, either one side of it will not be moving.
Mm.
Yes. So that is ischemic stroke. And we got what we call the hemorrhagic stroke, the more dangerous one.
Okay.
Yes. This occurs when the blood vessel in the brain rupture, or when it breaks. And when it breaks, then it already burst, then the blood will be flowing, in the surrounding tissue. And the blood not supposed to be flowing to the surrounding tissue, open it like that. Then it becomes like a foreign body to that particular tissue, because that's not the way it's supposed to be. And so the goal of this treatment is also to repair the vessels that rupture, and also to remove the blood that is spilling over to the surrounding tissue. And that one makes it difficult. Sometimes when it's abroad, the neurosurgeon will do surgery to repair the tissue, to repair the vessel, and also remove the blood.
Okay.
But for the Chinese treatment, there are some Chinese medicine for stroke that will be able to repair the vessel and melt the blood away.
Okay.
Yes. And sometimes most of the time we use acupuncture. And acupuncture is a Chinese treatment that is being used for varieties of conditions. But in stroke, it is very effective because acupuncture got distal point and local point. And most of the points are effective for stroke, because if you use the head, you will be using a local point for the stroke, because if it is on the brain. And if you use the leg, it's a distal point, but it will also work for the stroke too.
Okay.
Yes.
So you just named 3 types. So that means there are 3 types of
Yes.
stroke.
Stroke, ischemic transient attack, and hemorrhagic stroke.
Okay. So what will you see or notice? Maybe let me just say signs and symptoms that someone has stroke.
You will see that there will be either numbness or weakness in the face, or the arm, or the leg. That you will see.
Okay.
So then you will see the person mouth. The mouth will be twisted, because the side that the twisting is going on is the side that is weak.
Okay.
Mhm. Then you will see there will be some confusion in talking or speaking, or the speech will be very sluggish. The person will talk, you will not understand what it's saying. The speech will not be clear.
No.
Yes.
Okay. So
The person will have trouble
mhm.
in seeing. It will be difficult for the person to see, either with their both eyes or with one of the eyes. The person will have difficulty in walking. They cannot gain their balance.
Okay.
Yeah, they cannot gain their balance. There will be headache, and this headache is a warning sign too of stroke.
Okay.
Yeah, there will be headache. The headache will have, you will not see a specific cause of the headache. Maybe because usually headache is sign and symptom of more condition. But
Yeah.
maybe the other condition, when somebody has malaria or typhoid, you can have headache. But the person malaria test may be negative, or the typhoid may be weakly reactive, but the person still having headache. When it's like that, it better you check up, let them check your pressure and check your heart condition, check the cholesterol and other things, because before you develop stroke.
Okay. Well, that is good. I think this is educative for our people this morning. But you mentioned something about acupuncture. How effective is acupuncture in the treatment of stroke?
Acupuncture is very effective, because most of our patients, I may say 90 to 95% of our patients who have stroke, our stroke patients, they will recover, and they will recover and even go back to their work, go back in the society. Whereas if you are not using acupuncture, even in the great United States, when stroke occurs there and they're not using acupuncture, it's only the Western medicine or so. They will just treat that person, and that person will live. Maybe they will be on crutches, or they will be in a wheelchair. But when a stroke occurs and you are using acupuncture together with some Chinese, some other apoplectic recovery medications, the patient will recover, and the disability will be taken care of, and the patient will return to society, back normally.
So somebody listening and they hear acupuncture, I mean, they will be thinking, what kind of procedure is that?
Acupuncture, when you hear acupuncture, we are talking about a Chinese treatment. A
Okay.
Chinese treatment that we use the fine telephone needles to treat according to the nerve points, according to the acupoints. We
Okay.
treat, we insert the needles on the body, breaking the skin to various points. And the
Mm.
points are something that can be steady. The points run along the nerve pathway called meridian.
Okay.
And there are about 300, more than 300 points on the body. But you choose the points according to the you choose the acupoint according to the condition.
Yeah, so let me just take you back a little bit when we were talking about the signs and symptoms. So like for example, because most of the time people think stroke it just strikes, and, immediately at times. So for example, I'm here this morning. I came to work, but I mean, how do I know maybe that I can calm down with stroke? Why would I be experiencing like the signs, for example?
Like for example,
Hmm.
stroke, one of the symptoms of stroke is also memory loss. And the
Okay.
memory loss does not, sometimes it does not occur abruptly. It starts gradually. The simple thing that you're supposed to remember, you just forget it. You want to call somebody's name, then you
Hmm.
just, maybe a child that live for you in the house, then you can't remember to call that child name. Or people that work with you every day. Like one time, one of our colleague had stroke,
Hmm.
and she was developing stroke, but we didn't know. But I remember we were supposed to go somewhere, and she was standing on the road waiting for us to go for prayer. So the car were in the car came, and she was standing to a junction other than the normal junction we can pick her up. For her to say, "Oh, hello, your stop," or call one of us name in the car, she just forgot everybody name. She said her
Hmm.
whole mind just black or she just forget everybody name. She just said, "Hey, hey, hey, hey." But then when somebody look on the right side, they said, "Oh, that they call her." They said that she the one standing there. Then the car stopped, we reverse and we pee her. But we said, "But you couldn't call one of us either because that everybody what you familiar with, what you see every day, what you know them with the past 2 months, but you know them for 3, 4 years that you can see every day. So that now people need what you will forget, you will not know. So you couldn't call." She said, "I come to call your new, but everybody need just black off from my mom, and
Hmm.
I don't know what to say." That's a warning sign of stroke.
Okay.
Yeah. The following year or so, or even the end of that year, she got stroke. Even though God bless her, she recovered. She all right. Yeah. And sometimes the warning sign is a headache, like I said, as there will be numbness. There will be
Pneumonia.
numbness to the extremity, because sometimes the stroke will not involve all the full extremity, your two hands, your two legs, but the extremity that will be involved, that will be affected, sometimes you will feel numbness on it.
Okay.
Yes. So those are warning signs.
Okay.
And you have to also be careful as to your lifestyle too.
Okay. Lifestyle. So when you say lifestyle, I mean the way you want to comment on this lifestyle thing. It's about people habit, what you maybe eat, what you are involved with. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. First of all, let me say here today that when you hear me giving my health tips on the radio
Hmm.
every morning, is because of people like Mrs. Reed. I've invited her to my program at ELBC over 14 to 15 times to talk about different illnesses because at her clinic, the New Hope, they call it New Hope or pressure clinic because it is treated there very successfully. But there are other treatments that have been done there too. They treat migraine headache, arthritis, sexual weakness, and a lot of different things. And but most people know it to be stroke clinic because when people have feel all over, that is where they go to get treated. Now, lifestyle simply means, I believe, what you eat.
Okay.
Sometimes you need to be careful with things that you eat. But one of the first things to do, like I always say, is that check the hospital always. Don't wait until you are sick. When you check the hospital and you have been told that you have a particular illness, then the doctor will advise you as to what to eat and what not to eat. For example, you have not checked yourself to know whether you have diabetes, but you are drinking orange juice every morning, every afternoon, every night. And the glycemic index, the GI, the glycemic index of orange juice is 76. It's between 66 to 76. High sugar. The normal GI is supposed to be from 1 to 55. But once it passes 55, then that's a problem. So Mrs. Reed will tell you more about what you need to eat. She's an expert here on that one. Luckily for us, the New Hope Clinic has been around since 1998, treating a lot of people. It was the first Liberian acupuncture clinic here. And the good thing about acupuncture is that it's recognized by the WHO.
Okay.
Yes. In China, they use acupuncture to treat over 300 different illnesses. But the WHO recognizes 47 different illnesses that can be treated by acupuncture. It is not painful, but people don't know. They see needles all over. I have done it myself.
Okay.
You see. So she will tell you more about what you need to eat when she talk about lifestyle. She can talk more about that.
Okay. So maybe she will throw in on that.
Yes,
Valerie, do you want to say a little bit about that lifestyle thing?
like he's rightly said, it depends on the food that you eat. Your food, you have eating healthy food and drinking healthily.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you keep a healthy weight.
Okay.
Some people take pride or pleasure in obesity, to be fat, overweight. You got to keep a healthy weight. Keep a weight that is not it will not reach to obesity. It will not for you to be fat. Yeah. Get regular physical exercise. Do regular physical exercise. It could be anything, but you can walk, you can jog around the house,
You
do
can play
some
sports.
sports, but at least do exercise.
Okay.
The lifestyle, don't smoke. Smoking is dangerous to your health. Limit the amount of alcohol intake.
Okay.
Yes, limit it. And then you should also check your cholesterol.
The shisha there too?
Shisha. What is shisha?
The shisha, that new smoking thing they can be doing with a pipe, shisha.
Anything that carrying smoke or tobacco in your system is not good.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then check your cholesterol. Some people got a habit. They may be educated to some extent, but they say, "Me, I like going to hospital. You go to hospital, people will tell you B diagnosis. You go to hospital, people will tell you B diagnosis." It's not right. That's why I can tell them. I say, but if you go to a hospital, the people don't see that diagnosis, they will not tell you A. The only time they can tell you, except they see A, do checkup, check your cholesterol, check your pressure, check your sugar to know you, and because this thing has to be controlled in order to prevent stroke.
And I'm glad she's talking about checking up your system. One of the major reasons why people have stroke is because of high blood pressure.
Okay.
When the heart tries to force the blood through the vein, the vessels, it can get clogged sometimes. She mentioned to you about the 3 different types of stroke.
Yeah.
When that blood is forcing the vein or the blood through there, it will get blocked sometimes or it will burst, and that will cause problems. So I agree with Mrs. Reed. Check your system, your cholesterol, your high blood pressure, because there are many reasons for people having stroke, but the major one is high blood pressure. Once you keep that under control, it is good for you.
Okay, that is good. So David mentioned how long the clinic or your hospital has been in the country. You care to share with the public some of your success stories?
Yes, success
Yeah.
stories. They plenty. They plenty. We have many success stories. One of our success story, it may not be on stroke. I remember there was a government official that went to China for treatment. He went to China for some business arrangement or so. And then In the interim, he went to the hospital. And then they told him, they said, oh, but there is an acupuncture clinic in your home in Liberia. At that time, we were still on the oral. So he came, he said, I went to the people for treatment. They told me, say, there is an acupuncture clinic. So they showed me the place that how I came here. So we said, okay. At that time, said Dr. Reed was not in the country, but he was still alive.
Okay.
So we treated this young man. We treated this young man with the acupuncture. We did what we call the hammer needle. We did the acupuncture. He had arthritis. Actually, the arthritis was kind of a chronic. So when we did the treatment, the procedure, we did it our first day. The second day he came. Then he came and sat down and said, I don't know, but in Liberia, we can say when you that you will wish the person one time can you able to take the wish back and reverse it. So I think if I really knew you before I come to say that you're the one wish me. He said because the man need I can't. He said the knee has been so troublesome until every day the pain will be in the knee. I can't cleanse them. I can't claim any kind of step, readily. I will be feeling pain. Then I just came here for 2-day treatment. I went there is a great difference. He said yesterday when I thought about I said I will go claim Ministry of Finance step and see. And I claim the step I feel no pain. What you guys doing? I said the only thing we're doing at the treatment we did it right here on you. You yourself were here when we did the treatment. You were not like he was sleeping. So he really that arthritis had been there for years, but he really were all right at that time when we treat him. And he really went around praising us. He came and he was so happy. A success story. There is.
Let me just add here. The person he's talking about was a deputy minister of public works. We're not going to call name here.
Okay.
Guess what? Medicine is confidentiality.
Mhm.
That is what. That's the first course to learn when they go to do their medicine.
Mhm.
Confidentiality, no name.
Mhm.
But he was a deputy minister at public works during the Taylor regime.
Okay.
I remember that story very well. Yeah.
Mhm. And then besides that, there was also a lady that got stroke, that had stroke, and the stroke was kind of a massive. But then she came to the clinic and we treated her. She was hospitalized for 20 days, and later on she went home and she was coming for treatment. Yeah, her son-in-law was in America. He decided because the lady's daughter never had a vacation to come see her, but seeing they say, oh, the husband said, but seeing your mom was sick and she out of the hospital, let me go see her. So the son-in-law came. When the son-in-law came, according to him, he said he thought he come to see his mother-in-law either in a wheelchair or maybe lying down in bed or something. He said, but when he came, she was the tour guide taking him to the other place, taking him to that other place. Then he told her, he said, I won't go see the hospital you were told when you got sick. Because your daughter, your other daughter, they sent us your picture when you were on bed. In fact, she said she couldn't even speak. She lost her speech and everything. Then I see you that you the one got to carry me to the other family, you got to carry me to the other function. I don't understand. I want to go see the hospital. So he came, he said, yeah, you guys did very well. I thought my mother-in-law, I was going to see her in wheelchair or something like that. But yeah, her here going up and down. And she recovered really fully and she went back to work. There are a lot of success stories. There is also a lady, she used to work with in a house of the
legislature.
The House of Legislature, and she got stroke. She came, we treated her, and she went back to work. And she used to come to the clinic when she became. She would be so happy. Just the other day, Onokoti met one police officer in the clinic, and he was there. Yeah, and he was there. He said that I the police officer. He came said we didn't even make him up. He said, oh, that means you used to come here when I was sick. I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. In fact, he told me, he said, I think there is a need for you to do a recording that say when you before and after. Because when we come, for me, when I came, the way I was in a wheelchair, I couldn't talk and everything. Then you see, when I came today in my police uniform, just to get my treatment, my OPD treatment, you yourself, you make me also, you need to do that recording. So there are a lot of success stories. Even people have been on a particular radio station before to say when they came to the hospital, how they were looking, and then how they they really got well.
Okay.
Let me just call this name. He doesn't mind. There are two persons.
Yeah.
There's one called Mr. Riley. He
Okay.
was one of the big people at the
FDA.
the forestry area there.
Okay.
One Mr. Riley. The man went to work one morning. The whole mouth just twisted on one side. Couldn't speak. They took him from place to place. No way. But when he got to the New Hope Clinic, he was treated for, I think, a month. Came back to himself. And when he started talking a little bit, he said to me, I went to visit the hospital, and he said to me, Mr. Koti, I want to appear on your program. He's an assistant pastor.
Okay.
He said, I went tell God, thank you publicly. I couldn't talk. My mouth twisted on one side, and today I'm able to talk. I want to say, so I invited him to ELBC on my program, and he was there. He testified. Another guy called Solo, he's Attila.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to do his sewing one morning. Then he bought a can of soft drink. When he lifted the hand up, the whole thing just dropped. Soft drink dropped from the hand, fell off. Like we're saying, Liberia, one side died. But Mrs. Reed was a medical term for that. It doesn't really die, but so that whole side, the first thing they did, took him to hospitals, and we're not going to name the hospitals in Norway. They ended up taking him to a church. They said this thing needs prayer. They went to the prayer area, zero. There was a New Hope Clinic that also helped him. So he too wanted to come to my program to testify, and I invited him there. So we don't normally call names, but there are people who said they want their names to be heard because they're grateful to God.
Okay. So yeah, tell the public about your location and contact numbers, if you don't mind. I think a lot of people are taking interest in this over the period of time, and today again is an eye opener for other people who are just joining to follow the work you are doing at New Hope.
Okay, New Hope Clinic, New Hope Rehabilitation, Fitness and Health Clinic is located in Pinsville on So Clinic Road. It's precisely around the area they call Nigerian Shop.
Okay.
Yeah. And then our location, that is our location. Our numbers are 0777 517464. 0777 517464 or 0886 559014. 0886 559014. Or you can use the administrative assistant, the registrar number. Her number is 07700 78376. 0770 78376. I'll go with that again. 077 007 3876. Then you can also use Honorable Koti number. His number is 0777 511 977. 0777 511 977. So those are our number. We are located in Pinsville. When you come, you can stop to So Clinic Junction and just ask for New Hope Clinic, or you say Pressure Clinic, because the motorbike boys, seeing they can always take the stroke patient there, they can say Pressure Clinic.
Okay. Yeah, the Pressure Clinic. Okay. So what other diseases do you treat with acupuncture besides stroke?
Okay, acupuncture, we can use acupuncture to treat many other diseases. Like Onokoti Rider said, there is approved that we can use acupuncture to treat about 47 different diseases. But at New Hope, we treat few of these there.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can treat arthritis, rheumatism. We can also treat ulcer, stomach ulcer. We can treat PAD, what we call hemorrhoid, but PAD, the one that can make you to be bleeding from the innards. We can treat that. We can treat sexual weakness. We can treat sport injuries. We can treat many other conditions like migraine headache and the like.
Okay. You want to tell us a little bit about your staff and the facilities just before we can take calls?
Okay, before we can take calls, I want to tell you about the staff and the facility. The clinic, New Hope Clinic, is a 12-bed clinic. We have inpatient and outpatient department.
Okay.
And then the like I said, the inpatient department, we have 12 beds. And we have nurses, doctors, we have laboratory of a well-functioning laboratory that is functioning, that we can do many of these laboratory tests. Our staff, we got RN, like I said, we have doctor, we have a covering doctor, we have an acupuncturist that study in China and is at the clinic. Myself, I study acupuncture also in China, and I'm there as a clinician and also as an administrator.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is good. So, folks, if you are just joining us, this is the last segment of the Truth Breakfast Show this morning. We have with us uh, Madam Helen Reed, the administrator of the New Hope Clinic, and also Mr. David Coty. They are here this morning. We've been talking about, or we are talking about stroke, how it can be treated at New Hope, and other information concerning the clinic and as well as stroke. So call us this morning and make your inquiries, things you want to know about stroke. 0770-202579, 0770-202579 is the number you can call. Let's hear from you this morning. Let's take the first caller on this line. We can't do that. That was so terrible. Good morning.
Good morning.
One of my former teachers, David Coty,
Oh, yeah.
moved about what I'm hearing. I'm so excited. It's such a story that says, when January the 30th, in
Maybe the network.
Yes, I think. Okay. Yes, sorry. Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Jeremiah calling from Harrison Community around here with the question goes to Dada Reese and our buying series. I want to know whether if there's a plan to take the program on radio to other work or communities and countries that want to read that plans, especially in the clinic and all that. Because some people want to get the good people providing, but it's not easy to get with locations, and sometimes people know where to get it, but they cannot get that easy. I want to know that there's a plan on the board to do that. Thank you.
Yes, Marshall. Good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
Morning.
So, your little girl, so, that clinic, the second pressure clinic, my uncle was into accident. He went unconscious. He spent more than 2 weeks to JFK. They are no improvement on top that coming to that particular clinic. Now, he's very sad. He can walk. He can do everything. That's easy. So, actually, around the Zogli, around Kangi,
Yeah, exactly. So.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
When you're in Kita, we very often for my mother have a shop there. And most often when you see them 2 people carrying people there, but after 2 weeks, you find out that the person will be doing things normal by themselves as they used to do. So I would appreciate it for the work they're doing. And I want to encourage the public, if you have somebody on socks or the situation that carry on, you can take them to the clinic. Thank you very much, Madam.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Marka. Good morning to your studio guests and to Coty. So my name is Harford, and I think I had interview with these people when I was on Voice of Hope on the program Health Talk.
Okay.
But I want her to please go a little bit down so that listeners out there will understand, the lifestyle habit, type of food. should have the ET that all come down a bit so that people who listening start to take the question. And supporting your town soon expire on our health.
I knew you were coming to say
That's
this.
the reason why you call that.
Good morning. Please lower the volume of your receiver.
Also want to say thanks to we are following him on. I have a question. Our mother who is in video and so that we us to get cost of financial issue but now work.
Oh, okay.
So that both cost of
Okay. Okay. The cost for treatment. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Okay. Yeah. During the closing, they will call the number again. Good morning. Morning.
Good morning to our difficulty and our mother in studio. Max, quickly use this time, after his huge some of us who can want to time, really from him, both to him, our Kuti, this opportunity is perform thanks and gratitude to you. Every morning I listen to you religiously, really trying to put into practice some of those help tips that you provide for us. To you, I think it's helping not just me, but a whole lot of like who follow the show in the morning. So our mother would also want to commend you. Thank you for your effort in the health sector, and may God continue to guide you both. Thank you for having me back.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling, my young man. Let's take these couple of calls again, and
Why
then
have for trying to get me out? People committing me.
our campaign works even with the support on you. Yes. So again, while we await some calls, you want to comment on this question about the cost to treat stroke?
The cost. Yes, I can comment on the cost.
Okay.
What happened is that you see, stroke is something that is caused the predisposing factor, the risk factors are different.
Okay.
So a patient comes with stroke, there are different things that are responsible for the stroke. For example, if somebody has stroke because their pressure was very high, or somebody has stroke because they got their immunity was compromised, the two patients will not get all the same medication. So therefore, the cost will be different. So then when you set on the radio now and call one figure, then another patient come that got heart problem, they got pressure, then they got stroke. Then when it be different now, it will be like, you don't know what you are doing, or the person who come in will be disappointed. So generally, what I want to say is that we can charge according to what kind of treatment we're giving and what kind of medications we're giving. Okay. So it's difficult to come up with a cost across the board. But at the clinic, when you come into the clinic, our registration fee is across the board is $15.
Okay.
$15, or it's equivalent in the Liberian dollars. Okay. When you come, you register. That's for registration and consultation. Okay. We will see you and assess your condition. If we order lab work, you will also pay for the lab work. And we can't say to how much for the lab, because there are different type of lab that we do for different conditions.
Okay.
Yes.
That is good. Let me just take the last caller and then we will just continue and close. Good morning. Morning.
And good morning to Madam Reed, and good morning to Honorable Kuti.
Thank you. Good morning.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Honorable Kuti. My name is Lasanchi Roland Trobe. I call from Monrovia.
Okay.
I'd like to say thanks to Mr. Koti. He doesn't know the impact it's having on the community. Because one time he took some people, some folks went in there and were discussing prostates.
Mm-hmm.
And then he left some number. And one of my colleagues got struck with that. The fellow almost died. He was taken to a clinic. They couldn't hear. And then I called the folks because I had a number, and then I referred the fellow there. He went there, was treated, and moving all around kicking.
Thank you.
So,
He moved by ranking here.
because of what Koti is doing into Madam Reese. My question is, are you people training other people? You know, life is something we are here today. We will not be here forever. Like Dr. Reese was there today, he's not there. You were there and you are there now taking charge. Are you training other people who have the passion? Because there's one thing to be training for something and to have the passion. Because you have the passion, that's why you are carrying it out. So are you training people? You have identified people who have the passion so that when you have felt the scene so that they can take on with Honorable Koti, whatever will be around at that time, and they can move on. That's my question.
All right. Your coach will just be doing public awareness and yeah. So you can respond to some of the callers. I think we just have 4 minutes left on the time.
Okay, I will want to start with a question of training. I would say yes, emphatically yes. We are training people, and we want to train people. The last time when the new health minister took over, I went there when she was taking over, and I know the prayer was busy and crowded, but those are one of the things that I talked with her when I was having a conversation with her. I said before then, we used to send our staff to China for training through the Ministry of Health, through the Chinese embassy.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to establish this link again, so that when there is a training link that they say, oh, people should be trained in China to do short-term acupuncture, even long-term courses, our staff are available. And even locally, we are still training some people too, because before we went to China, we learned to do acupuncture from Dr. Reed. So we are still training some people, and we are still planning to send some people to China for training. Yes. And we also want to say thanks and appreciation to even people who call to share witness of it, because you were asking for success story. And for me, I like the success story when it comes from the side of the patient. And then somebody say I should calm down on a lifestyle what we're talking about, but I came down on it. I said the people should avoid food, the most salty food that are salty, food with plenty of oil. The drinks, you not drink alcohol. You should limit the alcoholic drinks. You should do exercise. And when you are eating food that are good for stroke patient or good to prevent stroke, should be citrus fruit like that can give vitamin C, oranges, or pineapple, lemon, lime, those kind of fruit. Apples, vegetable like tomato, cucumbers, those are good. The person must be eating fish. Fish is good to eat when you want to avoid stroke. Don't be too much eating on rare meat. Cow meat will not be too good for the person.
Okay.
Yeah, people should also learn to eat food that are low in fat. So I said it. I don't know which number. Okay, somebody asked if we can get our phone number again.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to get a phone number. The phone numbers are 0777. The first number is my number. 0777 517464. Again, 0777 517464, or 0886 559014. 0886 559014, or 077 0078 376 0770078 or you can call on Okoto. He will still be able to direct you to the clinic, and his number is 0777511
Okay. So as we close,
as
Should I
we
come in? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, okay, let me just say, as we close the New Hope Clinic, we have a slogan that says New Hope Rehabilitation, Fitness and Health Center. We are here to serve you. So we are there to serve the public. We are located right in Pittsfield. Whenever anyone you know has stroke or you have stroke, don't say they wish me in the office, so let me go to country doctor. No, let me go lay down to the church. You can come, you be in the clinic, we'll be praying. At the same time, we'll be doing the treatment.
okay. Mr. Koti?
Thank you. Let me say many thanks to you for the invitation. And I want to say many thanks to those who appreciate my help talk in the morning. That is an encouragement to me to continue. And sometimes I receive a lot of calls, yes. So Hartford, you have listened to the people who I say I must continue. Don't waste your time. You're not taking my place. You did not call to ask any question. You just wanted to get at me. But forget it. You are out. And I'd like to advise all of you listening today, please, early detection is the first medicine to good health. Early detection. Everybody you see positive around today, my friend, most of us are having problems. Diabetes, this and that. So please, just go to the hospital and check yourself. And I don't want to make an announcement here, but please, Maka, I'd just like to inform the public that I have a program at LBC every morning. Every Friday morning. This morning, I'm having Dr. Kodova from the Jamali Medical Solutions. He's going to be my guest today at 10:30 at ELBC.
Okay.
Follow that program always. Those are the people I learn from, including Mrs. Reed. Thank you very much for the time.
Okay, thanks ever so much. They've been our last segment this morning. On the last edition of the show for the week, Mr. David Koti and Mrs. Helen Reed from the New Hope Clinic. They've been here educating the public about especially stroke symptoms and treatment and all of that. They've been doing a wonderful job in the country. So, like she said in her closing, whenever you have a problem with stroke, go straight to the New Hope Clinic and get treated. Don't say somebody put something down for me or all that kind of thing. So thanks ever so much. Thanks to the team, O'Neill Roberts, Marka Davis, Richard Lucini have been behind the camera carrying us live on Real TV. We hope to be here again on Monday with fresh edition of the TBS. So have yourself a wonderful time. Bye-bye.